Room, baby, boys and girls. Sometimes 3:15 sharp. Welcome back to the Breakroom.
It's 3:15-ish.
That's right. It is 3:15-ish. And we're about to break some ish down. Guys, I'm Tommy Bechtold. 3 strangers off the street I picked up. Let's introduce them. All the way to my left, we have Ken Napzok.
Hey, everybody. Happy to be here. Making my debut, so I delayed the show. I had to get some contract papers signed, and then Jay wasn't going to let me on, but I forced my way here.
Wow. I'm glad we got the ink dried and the I's dotted and the T's crossed.
I'm starting to heat now, Jay.
Seated at the left hand of the father, we have Gina Ippalito.
Yeah, woo! I've got my X-Men shirt on today. So.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love that.
You're a mutant. And to my right, a man I've spent far too much time with today. Jay Washington, everybody.
Way too much time together. But it's been lovely together. We've Wonder Twin powers activated.
We did.
Oh, I'm shipping this now.
Form of hourglass. All right,
thick
folks.
ass hourglass.
Today felt a little bit. Oh, we're down. Today felt a little bit like college because things are being delayed. Whatever the opposite of being late is what I was trying to do. Let's talk about what that means.
I get it.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about what that means for the MCU, Star Wars, and Avatar. Let's get the MCU updates, and feel free to chime in, everybody. That's how we do it here on the Break Room. Captain America: Brave New World, new title as of last week,
Yes.
has been pushed from May 3rd, 2024, to July 26th, 2024.
I think we should say first and foremost, pretty much we all should have expected all these movies getting pushed.
Yes.
With both the writer's strike
Yeah.
and the impending actor's strike.
Yeah.
We all should have expected this. So if anybody's like, how are they gonna push these movies back? Because Deadpool can't do anything because the star can't ad lib. Writers can't change anything, so you push it back. Safe bet. And also, I need a Disney song now to go for Captain America: Brave New World.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I need a Disney song with that name.
Yeah.
A brave
Oh, Ken's got it.
I don't have it.
I think just recycle the Pocahontas soundtrack, right? We're ready to bring those songs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
just little parodies.
Whatever happened to Grandmother Willow? Thunderbolts has been pushed from July 26th, and if that sounds familiar, that's because that's where Captain America went to. Now it's on December 20th, 2024, just in time for Christmas. I hope you brought some Thunderbolts.
Oh, it's the Christmassiest of all the MCU movies.
That's right.
Isn't this like the first Christmas? This will be like, I think, because what was Doctor Strange was the only other one that did December.
Was it December?
Oh, with MCU? Yeah, you're probably
Yeah,
right.
I think Doctor Strange is the only one that might have. I might be wrong, but I don't remember it. Huh? No Way Home. Well, you know, here's the problem with No Way Home. I don't consider it Marvel. It's more so. I know it's an MCU movie, but it's more Sony.
See, I don't like when my MCU movies conflict with Toyotathon.
Yeah.
You know? That is a sacrosanct, wrong word. That is a sacred, that's a sacred event for me.
Say that again.
You know what? When I have to be the main host and kind of hold it together, it doesn't go good for me.
the rail.
All right.
Take
What
me
does this
through.
mean for old Harry Ford as
Harry
Thunderbolt
Ford?
Frost? And, you know, America's sweetheart, Julia Louis Dreyfus as Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
I love her.
Madam
The
Hydra.
Countess.
You hit all the syllables. There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
There's a lot of them.
So here's what I think. These two movies connect. I think this whole big thing with the Countess, we started seeing her pop up in Black Widow. You know, she comes up in Hawkeye.
Yes.
We know she was in Captain America and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is now Captain America and Winter Soldier. All these things are connected, so she's there. Harrison Ford don't want you to ask him about shit. We all know this.
Yes.
He's like, how do you feel about being Thunderbolts Ross?
I don't even know who that is.
Like,
I don't give
ooh, what is it?
What are you talking about?
He's having a great time at the end of his life and career. He's going to live in He just doesn't want your questions.
Oh my
The second,
God.
the
He's got
second,
no patience for your questions at press day.
this is how
He
it's
just
going to
wants
go. The
smoke weed
second his
forever.
heart rate starts to slow down, they're going to freeze him in carbonite.
Yeah.
Wrong franchise, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen,
You're thinking of Ted Williams.
You
Here's
have
the thing.
hibernation sickness.
you can risk delaying a Harrison Ford movie, but that just gives him more time to fly his little planes into golf.
That means
yeah.
that means you need to hurry up and get this movie out. If you got a delay and Harrison Ford got to sit there and fly
Yeah.
planes, get this shit out quickly.
He's crashing planes. Ken's putting a curse on him to die soon.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
take
weird
that back.
because you love Star Wars, Ken.
do.
Fantastic Four and Where to Find Them is being pushed from Valentine's Day 2025 to May 2nd, 2025. Does it feel insane to say these dates to anyone?
Yeah, they seem so far out.
I don't even know what I'm eating for dinner tonight.
Oh, you should plan ahead for that.
I made my first plan for 2024, and then I tried to jump off my second story of my house because it's just crazy the time has.
What did you put it in your Google Calendar?
Yeah, I had. Oh, yeah, okay, we'll go there. Oh, 2024.
Wow.
I felt like Harrison Ford.
But look at it. It's 2023.
Mm-hmm.
We're already in June, in the middle, almost the middle of June.
Yeah.
This year's halfway done.
It's done, Jay.
So this year's done. Yeah. So by the time we look up, it's 2024 anyway.
Okay, so here's what happened. In 2012, I stopped moving forward. So every year just is a punishment to me. And I take these as microaggressions. Speaking of microaggressions, Blade has moved on from a Labor Day start, September 6th, 2024, all the way to what I call Sex Christmas, Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2025.
Can I take this one?
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of sucking on Valentine's Day.
Oh.
Wait,
I should not have let you take that one.
We're talking about a vampire movie, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nothing makes people hornier than
a black man trying not to suck.
I thought you were referring to. Wow.
Oh my God.
He has,
Are we
he has all of their strengths, but none of their weaknesses.
That is literally Blade is trying not to suck blood, okay, y'all?
Jay, please, this show is dignified.
Producer John, can I renegotiate my contract now live on the air?
Yeah.
John's running in place.
There's a spinning top where he used to be.
He's just on a Peloton treadmill. That's not safe, John. They recalled those.
Resume just burst into flames.
I just want to see John on a Peloton trip.
Speaking of being recalled and bursting into flames, Avengers Kang Dynasty has been pushed from May 2nd, 2025 to May 1st. A calendar year, folks. 2026.
You're killing these transitions.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing I like, it's dates on a calendar. I don't like dates in real life. I don't like people. But I like dates. And yeah, Kang Dynasty, a pretty big MCU film.
Yeah.
Moving a whole year. You know, MCU, Marvel's very smart about these scheduling things. They move things around like little puzzle pieces, little pieces on a chessboard. You know, your brother's a chess master.
He is.
They do it on purpose, and I think, you know, sometimes these movies get pushed around because they break different stories, and they're like, oh, we're actually going to introduce this in this movie. And I'd like to introduce our next movie being pushed.
Can I
Yeah, sure,
speak to that?
chime in.
I agree with you with them moving like chess pieces, right? I think because we know that if Marvel's doing it,
Yeah.
then Star Wars will do it, then Warner will do it, then Sony will do it. Everybody's going to do it. So Marvel wants to be the ones. Let's make these announcements first.
Right.
That we're gonna have these dates.
Well, Jay, big joke on you because Star Wars also announces pushes today, so you look like a fool.
Wow.
Avengers Secret Wars has been pushed from May 1st, 2026. Does that sound familiar? That's where Kang Dynasty went. Now it's a whole year and 6 days forward, May 7th, 2027. We may not have a planet by then.
That's what I was.
The Earth is burning up. Florida's going to be in the ocean.
We hope.
Oh. Maybe Florida can get some early screeners.
Oh, yeah. Let's get, like when they show terminally ill people movies.
Make a wish. Make a wish.
Mom of Florida doesn't make a wish.
And throw New Jersey in there, too, because that state should also go.
Excuse me.
John Cena's going to bring some screeners to Florida.
As peacemakers, though, they could be like, "This is not what we expected."
See, I think they're moving stuff around to keep the relationship spicy. I think it's like the threesome of the movie world.
What's happening, guys? You know, I come here and do a respectful show every day. We bring on 3 new people, and the show goes right into the trash.
I'm taking my cues from Jay.
Yeah, I understand. Jay sets a tone for sure.
I'll set the tone about this. Speaking of tones, tone deaf and not be able to have a tone and hear a tone and show the tone of their face.
Oh.
Deadpool 3 has moved up.
See, Jay, good job.
Oh,
I like that.
transitions.
That was improv, which Ryan Reynolds can't legally do on the set of Deadpool right now. They're crossing the picket lines because they're bad people. Pushed up from November 8th, 2 days before my birthday, 2024, to May 3rd, 2024. May the 3rd be with you.
So I think with that, because this is the May, this one being pushed up, the November, what was it, November, whatever it was, that was already a move up. But then they were like, all right, let's just shift this back. But it also must mean the majority of that movie is done.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because it's coming out way earlier.
It's coming out earlier.
I think some of these moves are so that they can polish the turds of the VFX. I think they don't want to be criticized.
Oh, sure.
No, I think number one, to tag on your point up top, this is absolutely the first part of a kind of a victory for the WGA. SAG strike coming after, who knows the DJ. But you had some great points in the breakroom discussion that I think are valuable.
Did we incept good points into the show?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make them now.
Well, I was just saying, I think some of these scripts have to already be written if they were already planning. So I think they're sort of putting a little bit on the WGA and saying like, oh, but really they want more time because maybe Quantumania got a little panned because of the VFX. I think they don't want a repeat of that.
Okay.
So I think that they're sort of like, let's take a leisurely approach to this. Plus, they're doing a movie for every holiday now.
All right.
So they can release a holiday character for each one.
And also, you're right with the VFX and things like that. But again, go back to Deadpool. The big thing with Ryan Reynolds, he cannot improv. He can't be off the top of the dome.
I love the idea of him being like, I want to improv so bad right now.
You can go to LA Connection, take some classes. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, do a drop-in.
He can zip, zap, zop all on stage.
Hey, we will not make fun of improv in the show ever. Improv is a great art form that started off as a theater exercise, and someone said, what if we sold tickets? And since then, the greatest pyramid scheme of all time.
Tommy gets paid every time he says something positive about it.
But Thunderbolts falls into the line too, because you have the interactions with David Harbour and Sebastian Stan and with Yelena and all of them. So you're gonna get a bunch of banter that you can't do. But also, I think we're forgetting one big thing. Kang Dynasty, that too. Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, two big movies pushed back a very long time.
Yeah, a whole year for each.
Is there something in the news that might have?
But nothing has happened, and I think that's the thing. Nothing is because also now you wait to see what's going on with that with Major Situation. You can go ahead and figure if we need to retool something or recast. Nothing can. This way you can have all these pieces in place behind the scenes. While you're trying to figure it out, like, all right, we're shuffling these dates, we're getting these scripts together, but also let's just have our fail-safe in case we can't use them. Because again, Kang being Kang is an easy way out. You get a variant. Cool.
But if Florida does fall into the ocean or catch on fire, that's what everyone will be talking about. No one will be talking about who's playing Kang, so they can quietly.
We're always going to need to escape from the tragedies occurring in our real world.
Yes,
so yeah, that's some of the implications we have. We also have some Disney Plus series that don't have release dates yet. We're still waiting to hear on Vision Quest, X-Men 97, and What If Season 2.
Which I thought was already coming out. I thought What If Season 2 was done and was supposed to come out this year.
Yeah.
And so the fact it doesn't have a date yet speaks volumes. So.
Looks like somebody's got a case of the Spostas. And where's Armor Wars, for crying out loud? Formerly a series, now a movie. Maybe it'll turn into a zine. Or just like a spoken word thing.
Just an underground zine.
What are they doing to my boy Cheadle? Producers have said that they do not want to do a Disney Plus Marvel movie, so this is coming out in theaters, allegedly. Okay. But when? And why?
Well, again, you have to shift from writing a series to a movie. You were going to do 6 to 8 episodes of a series, which gives you, because they'd run between, I think it's Armor Wars, so you're getting about 35 minutes.
Okay.
Right? You're not going to have a 240-minute Armor Wars movie.
Well, Jay, to my knowledge...
Give it to me. I would watch 240 minutes.
She loves Armor Wars. She can't get enough of them. Jay, I was told all they have to do is just staple the scripts together and they become a movie script.
Yeah.
Storm Guy Tie has disappeared off the face of the
Let us check what people on Twitch are saying to us.
Yeah, let's hear what our wonderful Twitch our audience is saying.
Storm
Guy... What?
That's Storm.
Jake, please.
Storm Guy Tie
18.
That's not a guy, G. That's a Q.
Storm Cutie? Oh, Storm
I just said
Cutie. Storm Cutie. Aw. Cutie to my right, Cutie up front. Storm Cutie 18.
You worked a match with Storm Cutie a couple of years ago, right?
Don't mind your business. It was a fun time, sir.
Anyway, Storm Cutie 18 said, I always felt like Avengers, Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars should have been pushed further away since 2025 felt too sudden and not enough build-up time. So, yeah, okay. Well, guess what? Marvel agreed with you, Storm Cutie. You maybe go get a job there. 64% of you said you're excited for Captain America: Brave New World as opposed to Thunderbolts. So that what do we get?
Okay.
Let me do some quick math here. 36% are like they're pro Thunderbolts.
was quick
64.
That's great.
Okay, that goes along party lines, I think.
What's the reasons for that? Why do we?
I think it's because people know Captain America. They know
Right,
the characters.
yes.
They've
They
don't
seen
like
it.
new.
Thunder. Yeah, why are you afraid of the new guy?
I'm
But
very
technically,
excited.
you are getting you get a new Captain America.
That's true, but we've seen him before.
Right.
I mean,
He's
fair.
always there. He's just on our left.
Yeah,
I like how you
No,
did
I
that.
agree. I agree with you. Whenever there's old, there's always new.
Right.
You know, also, you should put on some sleeves, but there's not everything.
First of all,
God.
I was, I wanted to be comfortable today. I think the thing is Thunderbolts because you have the cast from Black Widow coming back, minus Scarlett Johansson.
Sure.
You're bringing in Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, which everybody was like, "What? Why?"
Remember that
Yeah.
rumor that she got fired from the movie? That was crazy.
That was a crazy rumor. Then you bring in Bucky and all this. So some people, you have this hodgepodge of characters, right?
Oh.
And we're not used to that in Marvel.
It's too much. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet,
Buffet.
but you're not that hungry.
Oh, you don't.
Exactly.
Well, wait a second, Jay. I got to push back on that a little bit. We had an Avengers movie.
But I was gonna say, an Avengers movie is a different thing. You
Okay.
build up to Avengers movies.
Yeah.
You always build up to this gigantic team
Okay.
up. The Thunderbolts are the equivalent of the Suicide Squad.
All right.
But look, there was a team that showed up that everyone was like, I don't want to watch this. They were
Guardians
called
of the
Guardians
Galaxy.
So also always put something new on your plate at the buffet.
Fabulous point.
Yeah, don't just load it up with that green Jello that they always have.
Sometimes
right.
I just take the garnishes. And I make a whole plate of garnishes.
Wait, you eat the green Jello?
Green Jello Gina. You haven't heard the name?
Yeah, that's my nickname from high school. It has nothing to do with Jello. Try and figure out what it does
Oh
mean.
my God.
Yes,
Don't-
Lord. Can we keep this show moving on something else?
Don't Google that. Your boy Jay said, honestly, Marvel should push Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty a little bit further so they can use some of the empty slots in Phase 6 explaining more of this multiverse saga. Okay.
I think they might, but then they would over-explain it and open themselves up to brand new plot
Yeah.
holes.
It's like time travel. You don't want to talk about it too much. You just want to show it, you know?
Yeah.
How can you over-explain? How can you keep explaining something that you've basically explained in 4 to 5 different things? Loki, you've done it. You did it. You just did it in
Quantumania.
Quantumania. You do it in actually Spider-Man. Across the Spider-Verse does
Yeah.
it. All these movies are explaining the multiverse
Yeah.
and letting you know different things can happen at different times. We learned that a lot of events happen on top of each other, that they don't know that it's going on all at the same time. So I think people saying, well, we need more explaining. They're not going to spoon feed you every single thing.
They need someone to come out and be like, time is a flat circle.
Oh.
And just a 5-minute speech.
Rust Cole smoking cigarettes.
Doc Brown can show.
Pivoting. Now, speaking of smoking, the smoking hot franchise known as Star Wars. Heard of it?
Well done.
Well done, Tommy.
Guess what,
Nice.
guys?
Nicely done. Nicely done.
What did they give us at Celebration? So much news. All these movies coming out. We can't wait. Get them into theaters. Bring Ray back. Bad news. They're all getting pushed back. Untitled Star Wars movie pushed from December 19th, 2025 to May 22nd, 2026. Again, feels crazy saying these days, but we got to let you know. Another one, Untitled Star Wars movie, has been added to the slate. Debuting?
Debuting?
Guys, I'm
He's
trying.
had a
my
long
best.
day.
I've been talking for
So listen,
I've been talking
listen.
for 15 minutes.
Hey, breathe. I believe in you. You can do this.
All right.
You got it, buddy.
Debuting on December 18th, 2026. And guess what? Hot on the heels of that, Untitled Star Wars film has also been added to the slate for December 17th, 2027. Now that doesn't conflict with Toyotathon, but it does it does conflict with December to Remember. Unfortunately, for those who celebrate, you will have to sit out this. Also, pretty hot news coming down the pipe. A Star Wars film may be coming out in 2029. Ken, you've got some information on that.
Well, I don't really have information, Tommy. I don't
You're
want to
writing it,
I don't
right?
want to lie to the people. I'm writing it. No, it's just when they announced those 3 films, they had a third one, and this article that Variety was the first to kind of get it out there in a big way. They're adding a film, which is the December 18th, 2026 one, which to me means there still might be one in
I hope it's an
2029.
Ewok.
Oh, I
sequel.
was gonna say if it's in December, I mean it's got to be another holiday special.
Absolutely.
You know what they say,
the
fool me
most
once,
beloved-
shame on you.
Yeah.
The
Fool me
most
twice.
beloved of all the Star Wars.
Can your
won't be fooled
can
by
your
life
Star
day.
Wars dude? Are you excited with these announcements for all these movies? and especially even with the Disney Plus series and everything they're doing.
I'm very excited about all these. Absolutely. Worried is a strong word, but having 2 in 1 year, I'm not worried about Star Wars having 2 films in 1 year, but one of the big bumbles with Solo Star Wars story movie I absolutely love was, as Bob Iger said, I held to the May release, and they had 3 weeks to promote it. They had the Avengers film coming out early May, so Kang Dynasty will be in that spot. It goes beyond just marketing. It goes to, you couldn't go to Target or any of those kind of stores and see Star Wars toys on the shelves. They were contracted to have Marvel stuff on the end caps. So there was just less about that movie. Now, that was a different kind of movie with maybe some smaller stakes. This May 2022, I'm with you. There's a lot of words here, a lot of numbers. 2026 film in May has the potential to be the Charmin Obed-Chinoy New Jedi Order film with Daisy Ridley back in the role of Rey, which, despite what a lot of angry guys in cars feel, there's a lot of people who actually love this character.
First of all, Angry Guys in Cars is playing at the Palladium tonight.
Yeah.
And I have 4 seats.
I saw them with
their
Metric.
own same thumbnail that looks the exact same.
Yeah, it's all wraparound sunglasses.
I saw them with Metric and Paramore at the Greek. But point being, I think this could be a different situation where it's going to be a bigger movie in terms of perception than Solo was at the time, which was part of the marketing problem.
I need to know how to plan out my next 10 Halloween costumes.
Okay.
And they all hinge on the Marvel universe.
Sexy mouse, sexy rabbit, sexy bird,
sexy witch.
Good.
Sexy stormtrooper.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Okay, right. The first one that's actually a Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just Julia Louis-Dreyfus at any point in her career. Pick an
So-
They don't have bumblebees in
SNL.
So let me ask this question, Ken, and anybody else can.
Jay
So
Washington.
we're talking about the merchandising, right? When it comes to Star Wars.
Merchandise.
Yeah.
You just brought up Marvel.
Yeah.
Again, these other studios are going to move things. Everything is going to overlap no matter what now.
Yeah.
So how do do these studios just have to worry about merchandise, or do they just go on and?
No,
Sorry, y'all. I just decided to have this moment where I just
for the
like,
business. First of all, I'll say this, going even some stuff we've already talked about. I don't think this is necessarily the last time we're going to be dealing with these moves. The strike's not over.
Right.
SAG might be jumping in here. Who
don't mind.
knows
We
what's
are.
going on
We're
DGA?
definitely
We are at a month-by-month basis to get people back to production, right? So this could happen again. But to your point, I don't think having Marvel and Star Wars in the same month is necessarily a bad thing. I'm going to go see it. You're going to go see it.
Oh,
Tommy might skip
Ken's
one.
social calendar for the next 6 years just says.
But what I'm
go
saying-
Hang
to
out
the
with
movies.
Steve Gina.
No dating.
But what I'm saying is, we're just using 2 studios.
Yes, correct.
We're just using 2.
There's more.
There's going to be more on top of all.
No,
that.
by 2026, they're the only 2 that will exist.
So basically, what they're saying is,
It's like Taco Bell and Demolition Man.
Pornhub will own Netflix, Disney, and everything else.
Hey,
Yeah.
please, there are children watching this show. My children. Call me, kids. So I want to move on, but honestly, guys, where do they come up with these titles? So creative. Let's talk about some directors we have attached to these films. We already talked about the first one that scrolled up too fast. I don't want to call anyone out. Charmin Obed-Chinoy. Doing the Damon Lindelof script. That's the Ray movie, we think, right?
Well, his version's gone. Good point.
Okay, Lindelof is lost. Taika Waititi
See what you did.
is also directing a film. James Mangold, who's got a pretty big movie coming out in a couple weeks. Indiana Jones. And then Dave Filoni.
A guy who seems to know this Star Wars universe very well now.
He does.
Speaking of Filoni.
Now, guys, they have teased that there will be a big event for the Filoni film, and with Filoni and Favreau tying in a lot of the series. You think this is going to be... I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out... I've lost the ability to read for a second. All right, so Favreau's going to tie in a lot of the elements of the series. You think this is going to be a Favreau movie disguised as a Filoni movie? A Favreau-Filoni joint?
I think it'll be a joint. I think you got some Filoni in my Favreau, and you got some Favreau in my Filoni, and it makes a delicious.
I was just going to say, it sounded like Gina ordered some shit from a restaurant. Look at a little bit of Favreau in my Filoni. Make sure you go there and sprinkle it. I think it's like a giant crossover movie. Whatever the main story is, all these other players will come in at some point.
Yeah, but Filoni and Kathy Kennedy have been clear to say they don't really enjoy the Avengers description of it. That not necessarily is the case. Okay. What Dave's talking about with the big event, I still think Mando or the quote unquote Mandoverse could go on after this.
Love that you're on a first name basis with all these guys. Dave. Mando.
Between Dave and Tom Segura, people stop taking photos that aren't me all the time. No, the big event things aside, it's going to. He says the great example. Every Star Wars movie should have some kind of era-changing event, which doesn't end the storytelling; it just transitions it. The blow up of the first Death Star being the big example
What?
there.
Spoiler alert!
I know.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't watched, you might want to plug your ears.
Yeah, so I'm excited that this movie, which I do believe will, I think my prediction would be the December 18, 2026 film, will not necessarily end the Mandoverse, it will just spin it in a bigger direction. Which, again, it's going to involve Thrawn, I'm sure, whether or not it's called the Heir of the Empire, which... Gotta hope not, but
90s sitcom Mando style. It'll be like Full House, but with like
Somebody comes in the house. Hey guys.
Bo-Katan and Mando try to raise a family.
I mean, they already are kind of doing that. I will say Breakroom Luminary, HBasso13, always send it in comments. Do you think we see Finn and the rest of the group back from past movies, Mando in the newer movies, or do you think they keep it all in Disney Plus? Well, I think let's unpack that. I do think right now John Boyega doesn't have the best relationship with Lucasfilms, but I think the door is always open. I think he likes the actors that were in the movie. If they all want to come back and work together, I mean, like, let's be honest, making a movie is pretty fun. It can be stressful, but like,
I think those crazy kids can make it work.
I do too, and they did him dirty. I mean, like, I think Finn's character was kind of half-baked in the new trilogy. I think a lot of people kind of agree with that, and I understand John Boyega's grievances, but I just like that character, and I want to see more.
I also think that like the audiences now love nothing more than like an unexpected, like Charlie Cox showing up in Spider-Man.
Yeah, sure.
Like I don't care if it's TV show, movie. If you have someone that the audiences want to see, they want it in there. So I think they're going to squeeze as many of those fan service moments. And then someone's going to be filming with an iPhone in a theater for everyone to be like, "Wah!"
Then you could get arrested for that. Young Mothership says, do you think Poe will come back? Well, kind of along the lines of John Boyega. I mean, Oscar Isaac, I think, has probably a much healthier relationship.
He's also doing a million other things
Yeah,
as
he's
well
a little
himself.
busy. He's a little busy.
It all, to me, all comes down to the actors wanting to, including Daisy Ridley, who had said, "Hey, I'm ready to move on to other things." Same with Adam Driver, but I think if they want to, it's a story. There's definitely a lot on the table with Finn. I happen to think he has a great arc that's about connection. First, connection to one person, connection to a cause, and literally Rise of Skywalker. Almost every shot, he's in the center because he's connecting everybody. I think it's this very powerful thread. But there's a lot on the table about what you could do with the character, but that doesn't necessarily factor into what Rey's doing. So he wants to come back, and the story's there. I just don't think that's all going to be about that generation. It will be about a new generation. So we'll see
The next generation.
a new order.
Bardicus 1288 says, give me a Death Troopers Red Harvest Dark Edges R-rated Star Wars movie.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
R-rated Star Wars.
Star Wars is about this thing called hope, and hope has to be present in all things Star Wars.
Bro,
So
you still have
you can't have R-rated.
You can have R-rated hope.
I hope for R-rated weekends all the
all the
time.
time. Look, that's a hope right there.
Yeah, but the dark power fantasy stuff is not necessarily at home.
Also, Power Fantasy is playing at the Palladium tomorrow night. After boys riding in cars, men riding in cars. Guys, speaking of getting in cars, a world record amount of people got in cars to see Avatar 2, The Way of Water.
I was wondering how you were going to connect those things.
And guess what?
Remember when you left me in the parking lot?
I did. I
tried to
wanted
get
to
in your
teach you a
car.
lesson, Ken. I'm sorry. And the lesson was, don't trust me. Avatar 3, if you're looking forward to seeing it next year, well, too effing bad. Because it has shifted to December 19th, 2025. To my knowledge, these movies have been filmed for 15 years. They've been done.
Yeah, remember, we couldn't get 2 until he had the technology for 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, what the heck are we supposed to do next year?
Easy,
Read?
watch it.
Talk to our families?
2024 might be the year I move to a farm.
Oh, lovely.
2025 is the year I
Lovely.
burn that farm to the
The
ground.
Junior's farm
go see
where I
movies.
wanna go.
Speaking of years that probably won't exist, Avatar 4 has been moved to December 21st, 2029. You got to be kidding.
Yeah.
I don't even know why you announced that. Just to be honest. There's no
It's so that if someone is a huge Avatar fan and they're 98 years old,
Right.
you want to let them know when it's safe to
Don't
I
die.
can't die yet. What?
Don't die.
I can't.
Well, guys, guess what? There's another Avatar movie that has a date announced. Avatar 5, Cinco, has been moved to December 19th, 2031.
Okay, so if there's an old man in a nursing home right now who's waiting for the sweet release of death, who's a big Avatar
He ain't
fan,
seeing 5, I'll tell you that.
No,
He may not see
he's-
3.
I wouldn't even look. 3 and 4, maybe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even said there's a 5. Look, we talked about how some of these dates sound ridiculous. 2031 just sounds absurd to hear. Yo, in 2031, if the studio still exists, this movie coming.
Let's lay down a bet right now. A Song of Ice and Fire. Does George R. Martin finish the next two books, or Avatar finish before 2031?
Avatar finishes first.
Avatar finishes before.
Well, one is going to happen and one is never going to happen.
I think that we'll have a whole new system of numbering years by that time. I think it's going to be
Oh,
like
yeah.
BC, AD.
We'll be
all
like
inclusive.
We'll
something
be back
else.
to one by
We'll be back to
2021.
Do you think
one.
a Christ-like Messiah is going to come and we're going to have to change what we refer to years as? I like that. Based on this timeline, guys, this might seem crazy to you with the length between Avatar movies, but let me give you another franchise that debuted 22 years ago. A little franchise called The Fast and the Furious.
Ooh-wee.
Now, it came out in the summer of 2001. Who remembers where they were? I know this. I
was getting ready to start drinking.
I was preparing for September 11th. Not the date. I had some inside intel. Fast 10 came out this year.
Were you
22 years later. Not that thing. Not the bad thing that happened. I got ice cream on that day. 22 years later, and there's still at least 2 more movies left. They won't die. Fast 10 runs on Jason power. It can't be killed.
I think they need to like stop at either like 10 or 15 or 20. They can't stop at like 12. That's weird.
Well, that's a dozen.
Well, they're stopping at
weird.
13. Remember? Well, 10, 11, 12. These
That's
three,
that's
do 12.
unlucky for
So,
everyone involved.
Here's the thing. It's like, what more can you do?
Well, there's always more cars, and
true.
It seems like Vin's got some plans to, take.
They
the
have to
franchise.
time travel at this point.
It's
They
gonna
have
be,
to invent the
no.
DeLorean.
There's gonna be electric vehicles. There's gonna be racing in electric
If you
vehicles.
swoop up and start racing
humming
in a
along.
Tesla, if they start racing in Teslas, I'm done. Look,
You won't be done. You'll be there.
don't get me wrong.
You'll be
This
there.
movie again, Fast and Furious franchise, $1 billion franchise. Like it's one of the highest grossing franchises ever.
You have to put respect on it.
You got to put respect on his name. Shouts out to Birdman. But I knew it was coming.
Manny Fresh? Are they speaking again? Can someone call in and tell me if Birdman and Manny Fresh have healed their feud?
I knew it was coming.
All right.
But it's like you when you have a movie, we see something it can't end. Clearly, it's not. These next 2 movies that are going to come out, we already know Dwayne Johnson, he's back. Jason Momoa, they pretty much have locked him in now because of his performance.
Dante.
Yeah,
You
there's
know.
an elderly person who can't die until they complete.
My God, let these people die. It's natural.
So there's a waiting list in hospice for people who need to get in, but they can't because some people was like, I got to see Avatar and Fast and Furious.
Well, more room for me. Live action Moana will be released on June 27th, 2025. Now, I gotta say, I'm a pretty big Moana freak.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty excited to see, what's his name?
Yep.
Maui?
Nailed it.
Maui live action. Do you think Dwayne's gonna play live action Maui?
Nope, because he'll have to put on a fat suit like he did in Central Intelligence. And they are not going to, nope, because this day and age, they will crucify that man for being a 6'4" dude in a fat suit.
Look,
yeah.
remember when he worked matches for about a year in a shirt?
Yeah, because he had that pack
He had the surgery. So let's go back to that. We'll put on a.
I think he's got until 2025. He can't bulk up between now and then.
Yo, he bulking up already, but there's a lot of injection involved. Listen,
Of love and care and concern.
of concern, yes.
Is he diabetic? Why is he getting injections?
Listen, we'll let your mind race for that one.
Okay.
Is it all those pancakes he eats on cheat day?
It's funny because there are people that are going to be saying in the comments right now, I guarantee you, why do we keep needing these live action movies? Well, look at what The Little Mermaid's done.
Jay, this isn't live. This is all prank we're playing on you. There's no one in the comments. This show hasn't been live in 20 years.
It's just Tommy's mom just
Yeah.
typing.
She's like, hi, honey. We have her on
This
speakerphone.
is Tommy's garage. You know, like notice
no.
the Celica parked in here?
Oh, no.
Jay, I invited you over for a sleepover when we were 12 and you never left. Speaking of never leaving, Alien has never left my heart. And there's a new Alien movie produced by Alien Maestro Ridley
Yeah.
Scott
Love it.
and directed by Fede Alvarez. Slated for August 16th, 2024. Get your summer kicks in 2024 just before the fall comes and we have to settle into another school year. I hope to graduate.
Jay hasn't recovered from his life taking a turn for the worse there. But this is fantastic. I love this news. I'm not even a giant Alien fan, but keep
Are
this
you
going.
Oh, well,
regular size alien fan?
honestly, that's bad news
They
because
scare me.
Giant Alien is playing at the Palladium 3 nights from now.
Yeah. I
And
get
I've
scared.
got
I
seats
get
in the
scared easily.
rafters.
Yeah, I get scared easily.
Let me ask you a
Aliens
question.
scare me.
Should some of these franchises just stop?
No.
Why stop? Why stop?
If people
Why stop?
are going to see them, I say.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. They're making money, and like that
Yeah.
part I can't argue.
Yeah.
But do we be like sometimes like, hey, how many more times do you need to keep trying to do this?
No, but of all of these, I feel like the Alien franchise is one where it's like, hey, we'll go 12 years between a movie.
Yeah,
sure.
they're very patient. with
Yeah,
it.
Okay.
so that by the time it comes around, you're like, yeah, okay, give it to me.
Do you think the stunt performer in the xenomorph suit just sits there for like he's just smoking
Cigarettes.
Yeah,
He's ripping
and then,
darts,
and then
just
his
like
phone rings.
damn, make another
It's
movie.
still an old school
With the whole
landline.
big thing, with the big head on the.
If I take
Jim
the suit
Leland's
off,
in
I
the
won't be
dugout,
able to
just-
piss in it anymore.
He's almost retired 9 times, and then every time he thinks he's out, they pull him back in.
I don't
Honey,
think it's
I
a
gotta
bad
go.
question, Jay, but I think as long as you have artists wanting to tell these stories, the world could end like we keep joking and probably are right about. So let's just get
I mean,
these
guys,
movies.
what's not to get excited about? Untitled Star Wars movie, Untitled Star Wars movie, or Untitled Star Wars movie?
Excitement.
Avatar 5.
585. Oh, if that's a 585 reference, I love that. Who are going to be the unexpected Skrulls in Secret Invasion? Well, you know what? I may have some inside intel on that, so I'm going to sit this one out. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I will as well.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I think it's going to be someone you don't expect, like Norm,
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
like Norm from Cheers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Character actor George Wendt confirmed to be a Skrull.
I would love that.
George
If he
Wendt just shows up.
He just showed up for one line and then morphed into a.
I gotta go
on
meet
board.
Vera. That was his wife. On the show.
Yeah, and
Never
she
saw
never
her.
showed her
Never
face.
saw her.
Probably
Gina and I
because she
did
was a Skrull.
did a sketch a long time ago. She played Carla and I played Norm, and we had an affair.
Was
And then we had an affair in real life. No.
I think you and I were talking about this earlier.
We
Tom.
were talking about the affair.
I think, yeah, we talked about the affair, and he gave me all the torrid details.
Gina Jello Ippolito.
Yeah, got to hang on.
I don't
damn
need to Google it. I lived it.
Listen, so listen, I think when it comes to Skrulls, unexpectedly, everybody thinks like, oh, maybe one of the Avengers were Skrulls.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Skrulls Unexpectedly sounds like a rom-com starring Skrulls.
It does, like
Skrulls Unexpectedly.
Find love in that transform my heart.
Throw that in the 2024 slot, guys. Let's get
Skrulls
a
Yeah,
Unexpectedly.
there's a
Skrull
Skrull
rom-com.
in the like grocery aisle, and then like
Yeah.
a box of Cheez-Its falls on her head.
Oh.
And then,
Oh, I'm sorry. I was so clumsy. What's your name? Glip Glorp. H Basso 13 coming at us again. Thank you again for always sticking with us, watching the stream. Is Maria Hill a Skrull? She calls Fury Fury and not Nick like she always does. Well, you know, sometimes you want to switch it up.
no one
Smash.
switches it up. No one calls him.
What are you
Nicholas,
talking- what are you
not
talking about,
Joseph,
Ippy?
Not Fury. If I had kids, they'd call me Ippy.
Aw. Now I'm just thinking about all your kids. HD guy. Wow. We can really see clearly. Doubling down on Bilbo being a Skrull.
Yes.
Everett Ross.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that would be crazy
Did you
because,
say Rick Ross?
yes. If Everett Ross was a Skrull.
Ricky Rose.
My thing is this: if Everett Ross is a Skrull, you got a lot of explaining to do how Shuri wouldn't find out.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you find out in Captain Marvel that when they change, their entire physiology changes
Yeah.
and the DNA even changes. But it would be kind of weird. But look, they infiltrate every level of government. We don't know who they are,
Yeah.
where they are. So who could be a Skrull, who might not be a Skrull? That's just going to be crazy.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
actually unfortunate. It's Melissa McCarthy. Superman Rex says, where do you guys think Spidey 4 and Armor Wars will fall now? Now, Spidey
Oh,
4,
that's a good question.
Tom Holland has said, I am not acting for a year.
Yeah,
He
that's true.
said, you want to see an acting performance from me this year? Put in a DVD, jabroni, because it
Hey.
ain't happening.
Take a break.
Holland is closed.
He's sleepy. He needs
Take a
rest.
break.
He's
He
got to
needs
take a
rest.
little nap. So I think Spidey 4 is a 2026er or
Okay.
2027er.
I need to plan my calendar now. So
To dress up as something for Spidey for?
yeah. I need to.
You can do the Spider Gwen still exists.
Okay.
I think it
There's
should be the spider and go around biting people.
Yeah, it'd be just like every other Halloween.
Yeah, I was just saying that
She's
sounds
a
too
biter,
personal.
guys.
She's a biter. What?
We got her a mouth guard, but she doesn't play by the rules.
All right. Superman
Almighty
Rex.
Ray, friend of the show, friend in real life, says Gina's kids are Skrulls, no doubt.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. If I had kids, they'd call me Ippy, and they'd be Skrulls.
Oh. Mine would be rats. Ryan Painter says, I was 8 when Avatar 1 came out. I will be 30 when 5 comes out. Ryan, that's just facts about you. What do you want? I mean, yeah.
No,
Guess what? I also was 2 different ages. What do you want? What do you want from me?
Time actually passes.
Ryan, let me explain something to you. Every day is a different day.
Wait.
On this cosmic treadmill we call life.
No, Ryan wants this to be on the record so that 30 years from now he can send us.
I was young.
Ryan, are you a cop? You have to tell us if you're a cop.
It was this time. I was young when it started. Now I'm old.
God, I was so young and hot when Avatar 1 came out.
I was so hot on my big wheel.
When Avatar 5 comes out, I'm just going to be a dog.
Be a dog in a Celica.
All right.
I'm sorry that he only had one lifetime of avatars to be hot.
Also-
I apologize, Ryan.
Also, Ryan, I'm sorry. Your comment is appreciated and you are valued here on this show.
Don't be afraid of 30. It's the start of a great decade. The 40s are even better.
I can't wait to turn 30. Trash Bag 2 says, hot take. Never mind, we're not reading it. No, I'm just kidding. Hot take. I just saw the first Avatar and it was very bad, LOL. When you put LOL at the end, it makes me not take you seriously as a journalist. I don't know why it had so much hype. The second one was better, but only because it built on the first one. Okay, so let's unpack this. What happened is you watched a movie and didn't like it. But the financial data says many people did.
Ryan was one of them. Ryan, can you guys talk to each other? Maybe 5-year-old Ryan.
Trash Bag.
Tell Trash Bag.
I'm going to guess Trash Bag's 32. So you were 32 when you watched Avatar 1. When Avatar 5 comes out, you're going to be 97 because you don't watch them on time, buddy. You don't go to the theater. You watch them on demand. The world's your oyster. Trash Bag followed up with another comment. What would be your future movie that keeps getting moved back and why? I'm going to remake Requiem for a Dream, and I'm going to keep moving it back a decade at a time because I got to get those girls back in a scene together. What about you guys?
I'm picking Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I'm going to push it back until there's no more planes, trains, or automobiles.
Oh my God, the movie's just going to be called...
What's the spirit? Because the movie that I want to get made that doesn't happen and keeps getting pushed back is Young Guns 3.
Oh.
But
they ain't young no more though.
But that's gonna be fun. That's brushy Bill Roberts.
So
Jay, there's a lot of storytelling.
So it would just be guns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like plane. Guys.
Give me a Back to the Future.
No.
But you don't have to have this current Marty and Doc because we don't need to see them in 25 years from now.
I don't think
You
we
made
will.
it sad. You made it sad.
I made it sad.
Jay, I've got great news for you and Ryan. 25 years when Ryan will be 35. You will not have to worry about either of those actors being in a movie, and that just made me profoundly sad. So on that note, that's it for us today. Gina, Ken, congratulations on your Breakroom debut. Jay, congratulations on your final Breakroom.
Thank you.
Make sure to give us a follow here on Twitch and subscribe to the Breakroom channel on YouTube so I can get money, guys. It's hard to keep this machine running, okay?
What did you hit your heart?
I have 7 sensible meals a day.
He's not gonna make Avatar 3.
He hit his heart like.
No, you have to.
No, I hit my
I thought you hit
stomach.
your heart.
No, I don't have a heart. I've got a hamster running on a wheel. This week.
Prove that Tommy Bechtold has a heart.
Aw, guys, I'm a lover and a fighter. Jay,
Yes.
good news about you and I. We're going to be on this channel a lot together this week.
Yeah.
We'll be doing a watch-along
Yeah.
on Captain Marvel. I can't wait to do that with you.
But I just got fired from this, so I'm still hired
Jay,
for that.
I got great news. We're bringing you back on.
Okay.
This will not be your final show. The full stream will be available on Twitch tomorrow.
Watch
And
it with us.
Yeah, watch it with us. Come on. And then a cut down will be uploaded after the fact. Just the funny. You know what? We're gonna trim the steak a little bit.
Just trim it down.
You know, it's a Wagyu.
the
Some
fat
people like to eat the fat, so they watch on Twitch. Other people, they just want to eat the bad parts. Thursday,
It's a scissor cut.
Zach, scissor me timbers. Zach and some special guests will be. Stop it! Come on, we're
We're
not
thinking about it all day.
doing that
He's gonna be
now.
thinking about it all day.
Jay, we got to get out of here. They turned the power off in 2 minutes.
And it's show then.
Zach Huddleston, heard of him? And some special guests will be talking about Black Mirror. Now, is that
that
a
a bad?
show or is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
just
yeah,
a
yeah,
mirror
yeah.
that doesn't work?
It's a haunted mirror.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
a great show on
Did you
Netflix
eat
that is
Black
finally
Mirror?
coming back
I
for the
want
6th
it. I
season.
want it in my veins.
Yes,
It's
I
just
need
an
it.
hour of live scrying. Is that what you do?
Okay. Yeah, hell yeah.
It is actually what real
Hour
life
of live
is on
crying.
Netflix.
Live crying is
Yeah.
playing at the Palladium on Friday. And this Friday, It's Flash Day. Woo! Just kidding, we can't do that. Not on Twitch. No nipples on Twitch, guys. I tried.
Well, I kept mine's tucked in.
Jay, you're showing way too much.
Jay doesn't have nipples.
Shit.
They
What
right there.
happened? Did you lose them in a flash flood? Guys, it's Flash on Friday. It's also a little bit of Elemental because you know your boy went up to Emeryville and chopped it up with Buzz and Woody. We'll be giving our ratings for the Flash film in our Break Room movie review. Guys, for Ken, Gina, Jay, and myself, I want to sincerely wish you 3 to 4 minutes of happiness today and the rest complete misery or silence.